can't hang pictures with magic. Oh, hi there. How are you? I'm Sakota, and this is my art channel. There's some art stuff up here already, but what I thought I'd do, since my channel is going to be about, showing people some art tips that I use and showing my progression in the art that I've done, what I thought I'd do is start off a little bit rough with some of my older works from my high school, middle school days. But let's get right into it. I'm basically just going to show you a couple things, well, quite a few things that I've done, and just let you see who I used to be, what I used to do, and then you can look at what I'm doing now as more stuff come up. Let me go into my past and just show you some of the things that I've done. All right, let's start with this. This is actually something like more recent that I've done, and by more recent, like 2011, I believe. So it's not really that recent. Actually, this may have been 2010. But yeah, it was just something I had an idea for. It's not finished. There's like more that was supposed to go in here, but it was actually like a goal kind of thing. That's why this one was never finished. And that was acrylic. This is also acrylic. Something that was never finished. I might go back and finish it one day because, I already started using the canvas. But then again, I might just wipe over it and do something totally different. But this was a picture that I was working on at one point. But as you can see, it's incomplete. It's not finished yet. And this was also acrylic. And this was also around the same time, around 2011, I believe. And I have this, which was also acrylic. It's also not finished. I notice you're starting to see a pattern here. I do plan on going back and finishing a bunch of these one day when I get some more time and things and aren't so focused on trying to come up with different ideas and stuff. But this was also like just a character idea, and you see I went back over it. I was changing the hands, and also most of my older stuff, this stuff isn't really that dynamic. It's more static. And I do realize I do need to have more dynamic poses, actions, and things like that. Because, if all of your pictures are just someone standing here doing this, or maybe like this, or this, I mean, that's kind of boring, right? You want to get some action poses in there and show that you can do that. And that's kind of what I'm working on now, doing more action poses and stuff. But as you can see from my past stuff, there's not a lot of that so far. And as you can see also some Photoshop digital manipulation work. Basically, this was for, this was actually in college, like in 2000, I think it was 2009, 2010. But this is really old also to me. But this was basically just me, And then people added the trees, did things like that, just something kind of quick to turn off a project. And then I also have this one, Photoshop again, Downfire. That's actually me right there. That was just me. I did that in Photoshop. I don't even remember exactly what I did, but looking at it, I can tell I used the liquify tool. Then I used the hue adjustment, I can tell that. Then I changed the levels. And I'm not sure what else I did with that one, but yeah, then I did the, Man on Fire. I mean, kind of, yeah. And that's what, this was all around the time I first started, like really getting into Photoshop too. Lightning with this terrible fire. Which if I did it now, I would just use real fire. Just change the color. Or, just, start a fire, take a picture, crop it out, do things like that. Or just find fire. Using Google or something like that. But yeah, this is, if this was like an aura or something, it would be better. But since it's like, I think I was going for fire. And I don't like this for fire, but It is what it is. And those three were around the same time. Then I have some stuff from further back, more high school and my school days. Let's start with one I like a lot. As you can see, this is kind of looks like Mystique, but basically I was doing colors, and then they gave us some new markers they wanted me to try out. We got the silver and the it wasn't just gray, it was some kind of gray. But I don't really like the background. I don't think it goes that well. But I got the two girls in the corner. I actually saw a similar image somewhere. I forgot where it was, but if anybody recognizes this image or something that looks similar to this, let me know, because I remember I saw something and I kind of just used that to fill up the sides, the images, but I forget what it was or where it was at. Pieces and I like how it turned out. This is one of my favorites from high school, back in 2004. Alright, then I have this one. This one was actually inspired by Sam Liu. Yeah, I like his work. And that's kind of where I got the inspiration for this from. I believe this actually, this is watercolor, by the way. This is actually from his, and that last one was called a pencil. I believe on his website, this was an image that was on it back then. If I can find that website, I'll post a link. If I can find his gallery. But it was Sam Liu. I'll at least put his name on there, because I do remember back in 2004 when I saw his work, I was just like, man, this guy's awesome. Sam Liu that I did. If I'm pronouncing his name right. Alright, here's another one. I kind of try to do something different with the border and everything. It's like my vampires. You know, everybody loves vampires. And so, basically, I kind of like this one. It's like the dark one over there. Nobody really knows about what he's doing. Then you have like the more monstrous ones. The female vampire that's kind of human. This is all just done with a ballpoint pen. It wasn't like no art pen or anything. It's just a ballpoint pen. And I believe I used a roll of ink and just inked the background. But yeah, this was all just a pen. I just sat down and started scribbling with a pen, and this is what I got. Yeah, Vampire Family. I like it. It's kind of different. It will go up like that. It's not like perfect, but I like how it turns out. Let me know if you agree. This is from about 2002, maybe 2002. It was just, it was 10th grade. Basically a poem that I just started scribbling some pictures on, just so it wouldn't just be words. You know, I was trying to draw hands better, so I like drawing hands because I thought I liked the way they started looking. But you see here, life, believe in what you can do while you can. Don't do what you can't do when you know. Use your ambitions and desires to achieve greatness. Live your life with God while life exists. I do write poetry, but I don't like this one that much. I think this was just like, hey, you gotta get this done, and okay, write something. If you like, I can let you hear some better poetry later, and I might put that on here too, because that does classify as art. So I might put some of that up here too, you know, spoken word, if anybody's interested. Maybe I'll let you hear one, and if I get like a 12 thumbs down from the people that's looking at it, then. Right, when is this from? This was 11th grade. The first ones were 12th grade. That one was 10th. This is 11th grade. I don't know, it's like, it was cross-hatching. And basically just a trio. It's this pencil and pen kind of all blends in down here, since everybody's kind of wearing just the same thing. And it's alright. It's not great or anything like that. But yeah, that's what that one is. This one is another one that's unfinished from 11th grade. This was when I was like getting into acrylics. As you can see, there's not a lot of, I didn't like going over colors, so I would try to like keep the spaces out. And you can see how, there's right there around the edges. And like if I do it now, fill all that in. But it's basically just coming up with a team of people, and I don't know why I put him all the way off. Because I should have had him farther over, but it's just something I was working on. The one guy in the mask in the back, you can't really make out anything. The one with the most colors right there, but he doesn't really have any hands. And then this weird looking kid who clearly has a face problem. It's like, hey, I drew one eye. I put one eye on. Oh man, it's difficult. I messed up on the second eye. Cover it up. It looks like what I did. Yeah. No clouds in the sky or nothing. Just lightning bolts coming in. There's so much I would do to this one now. I redid that one. I probably would never do it because, as I said before, when I was first starting, I'm all static. Nothing's dynamic. Even like it's boring. Most of these are just boring. The only one that was kind of interesting is the vampire one. If you're going off of the dynamics of it. There's another one I liked. This is 2004, 12th grade. This is, I don't know if you can see it that good. Let's see what you put in my hand. But this is basically, if you can see it. Can you see that? I didn't really have like a message in mind, but it's the eye, two eyes, the tears coming out. And this was all, I believe this was charcoal pencils. That's why it has the plastic on it. But this was the very first assignment that we did. It's kind of light now. This was from 2001. So this was my very first art class assignment. It's not terrible for a first assignment, but everything looks kind of blended together. It was a skull on top of a flag, I think. Zulu, if he wants someone dead, then they will die. It was like a phase where I was going through thinking of comic book characters, like the generic kind with the mask on. Before it was all smudged, if you could make any of that out. No, terrible. Oh, I'm sorry. This is also from the 10th grade, so around 2002. This was watercolor. Tiger. It's not great. It's not really terrible. You be the judge. Mouse. Going like right in front of the mouse hole. And this was for printing. So you rub the ink on it and you press it down. That's what that was.